You're now listening to the best radio station in the world. Rise Up Worldwide Radio.
In my pursuit to go, yeah, for new levels I reach. Aim for the sky, don't settle for less. Realize that you are the best, so aim high. In my pursuit to go, yeah, for new levels I reach. In my pursuit for a higher level, I'm here to break up new ground. I need to shovel. See, I'm an unearthed gemstones and precious metals. I boil it like hot water, baby. I need a kettle. And now the whistle's blowing, that means I'm really flowing. You can't get over me, big homie, cause I've been knowing. See, I can see little beady eyes plotting, no. You can get sliced and served up like Latinos. So I'ma watch the dome, but I ain't talking about the rock. See, you acquire haters when you aim for the top. I hope I inspire so you can aspire to a level higher than you have ever desired. When you wanna be the best, you have to shoot for the moon. Cause even if you miss, you still the best in the room. Why? Cause you're amongst the stars, you have raised the bar. No longer will you settle for par. In my pursuit to go, yeah, for new levels I reach. Aim for the sky, don't settle for less. Realize that you are the best, so aim high. In my pursuit to go, yeah, for new levels I reach.
Y'all know what it is. Welcome to another episode of your favorite radio show, Rise Up Worldwide. Listen, we making it happen for you on this episode. I got the big homie in the building, Marcus Hall, CEO of Kingdom Time Media. What's going on, sir? How you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on, boss? I'm here,
Good.
bro. Blessed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
And just thankful for life. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the invite, bro. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Excited to have you here, man. And of course, I got my brother from another, the original chef, Chef Rock. What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. What it is, Rise Up family.
Yeah, man. It's definitely going down, man. This is going to be a big episode. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be talking about a lot. Listen, if you are just getting connected with us, man, this episode, I'm telling you, is going to knock you off your seat. Of course, we got my man Marcus Hall. We're going to talk in depth about the Kingdom Choice Awards 2022, the premier Christian hip hop award show. If you don't know, listen, you better ask somebody. I'm telling you, this is where you want to be this coming weekend, man. Also, we're going to discuss how billionaire and media giant Byron Allen won a $10 billion lawsuit versus McDonald's, which is huge. Attorney Letitia James is going head to head with the Donald Trump family. We also going to talk about the Woman King. We're going to review that later on in the show. And last but not least, we're going to talk about Maverick City Music actually firing a member from their team. So we got a lot to discuss on this episode. But listen, while we got my man here, man, let's jump right into it. Marcus, how does it feel, man? You've been doing this like 15 years now or more. You know what I mean? What's it like being this far into it?
What you mean, into like CHH, or are you talking about KCA?
KCA.
KCA, it's not been 15 years. Well, almost, but we skipped a couple of years. So yeah, technically it's almost 15 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, listen, man. I feel blessed, man. I feel that God's grace has just been sufficient, man, and as far as keeping us and giving us this longevity. To be doing this event, because over the years I've seen many come and I've seen many go, and to still be here and to still be relevant in the space, it's just a blessing, man. I just give God all the glory for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm definitely to see you still doing things at a high level. You know what I mean? Is also a blessing. Like, from the outside looking in, especially not knowing in particular, like not all the details of what it takes to put an event at this level together, for you to do it so many times. Like you said, maybe not 15, but more than 10 for sure.
Yeah.
And still be relatively uh consistent. You know what I mean? Not only just that, you've got the barcode, you've had the higher calling, Kingdom Generals. Let me know if I'm missing one, bro.
What you got? Barcode, Kingdom Generals, Higher Calling, Revive. Yeah.
That's about
Yeah,
all,
bro.
right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
And some like miscellaneous things, but yeah.
Okay. So I know that every year you try to do something different, or you try to do something special for this year. So what can we look forward to particularly special about this year's event?
I think the main theme for this year's event, what's special about it, is just the fact that we've moved it to a brand new venue, the Symphony Space, which is located on Upper Broadway in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big move. We moved it to a theater that is double the capacity of the Cumble Theater,
Yeah.
and that was a brave move as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people wouldn't have tried that at this point, because it's not like Christian hip hop is popping in New York.
Right.
So it was really a faith move, but it was something that I just felt led to do, and we've been getting some good response, man. And regardless of what happens, as I was just saying to my team earlier on one of our meetings, like there's no else in doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a W all the way, because we swung. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
For sure.
But yeah, and another thing that I think is
Yeah, for sure.
really,
Another thing that
am I hearing the echo? Is this
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, so yeah, another thing I think what's really dope about this year is that there's a fusion of like 3 generations of Christian hip hop coming together. You got like the new guys, the up and coming, the rising stars, like the Miles Minnicks, the Flow Jigs, and then you got like the young veterans, or the veterans like the Bizzle, Dayton, and then you got like the OGs like Richie Righteous, and the Truth, and Ambassador. So yeah, I think it's a dope fusion of CHH. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I think it's gonna be dope. And then the production would definitely stepped it up as far as different, effects and stuff that we're gonna be using. So God willing, man.
That's what's up, man.
So,
Definitely looking forward to it, man. You know what I mean? You got a new host this year. You got a lot of new artists. I mean, so when you're choosing hosts, right? What does I'm just really asking specifics on putting the show together for those that may be interested, right? How do you choose who's going to host, or what's the criteria that you're looking forward to? Or looking to say?
I mean, to be honest, this year choosing the host, I mean, usually we look for somebody who's funny, somebody who has character. You know what I'm saying? But for this year it was Mike Mack. Me and him were just talking, like promoter to promoter, brother to brother. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like saying, "Yo, so what's up? You need anything? You need help with anything? Let me know." And it just popped up in my head. Like I said, "Yo, you interested in hosting?" And it was like, "Yeah, why not?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then it's funny when I actually put out his flyer, the response that it got, I was like, "Whoa!" I wasn't expecting that, because I mean, there was 1 or 2 people who hit me up and like, "Yo, like, why Mike Mack though?" You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like, yo, Mike is a much loved dude, bro. Like he's the plug. Like, he manages a lot of artists and books as a booking manager for a lot of artists. That's one of the biggest booking agencies in CHH. You know what I mean? So he's affiliated with a lot of people, and he's just been a blessing to the process. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a good pick, man, and that's where I just believe, yo, the grace of God is real, bro. You know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying? Because you'll make decisions and and do things that you don't even understand why you're doing it yourself, but
Mm,
it's God's plan. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Well, it's good to hear that, man. I mean, that the decision is definitely God led, man, because a lot of people, and me and you spoke about this before. A lot of people tend to like being in the position that you're in as CEO of the your company and of the show. A lot of people want to question why certain things are done. Like we spoke about this, but I'm going to
Right,
ask.
right.
You know, a lot of people had questions as to why certain artists are chosen to perform per se, and how they got nominated. You want to speak to that?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, the nomination process is what it's been. And over the years, obviously, we've improved in many different ways. But it's a nomination committee. There's actually two committees. You got the main committee, which consists of DJs and people who are a part of, heavily involved in the culture, and it's not just like in the New York area either. You
Right,
got people in different parts of the country, and then you got the executive committee that deal with a lot of the submissions that come through.
right.
Um, and that's where I think it helps to level the playing field
Mm,
in with KCA, because it's not just like top tier artists that only get like an opportunity. But if an artist is good and they've been putting in the work, then they get an opportunity too. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like the people who perform, we choose first of all who's available and
yeah,
who's willing to come.
yeah.
Um
That's
and we Right, and then we choose the people who we think will be best for the show. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Again, for the people who have stuff to say, I don't really pay those people no mind, because most of them who have stuff to say don't know what they're talking about.
mm,
Um and they lack knowledge, so they're speaking from a perspective that they think they know, but based on what they're saying, it's clear that they don't know. They know in part what they're talking about, but they think they know everything they're talking about. So I leave them to their folly. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's foolishness to speak on something that you don't know about. You know what I mean? And then again, I've learned over the years, man, not to pay too much attention to
I know that's
negative. Yeah, I mean, it's not even hard no more. It's like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, your opinion don't even carry no weight. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I advise people, like, before you try to throw dirt on something or somebody, like, focus on what you're doing. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like, some people, like, they wonder why what they're doing ain't getting it off the ground. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's because of simple things like that. You're too busy trying to throw dirt on what somebody else is doing. So again, like, that's neither here nor there. Like, but again, let me say it like this: we have more supporters and we have more love than hate. You know what I'm saying?
that,
So
that's what's up.
that's like irrelevant, bro.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Listen, this is what I want to do. I want to get into some music here in a second. You know what I mean? But I want to also give my bro Chef an opportunity if he wants to ask a few questions while we get that ready.
Salute to my boy, Blessed Nazarite. Salute, bro.
You
Yeah.
already know. You already know. Chef, go ahead, bro.
I've been to a few. I've been to a few of the KCAs. Really, really dope. Blessed every time I'm there. One of the questions I wanted to ask, because I've thought about how you've been so consistent with them over the years. And then we had this pandemic. How was it coming out of the pandemic and gearing up for another run for something that I'm quite sure everybody's that's gonna be there, um, performers, performers and all, is something that they need right now. How was it gearing up to make another run?
Okay. Well, last year was the one that we did out coming out of the pandemic. And that one was held at Church City, USA, right? Which is most better known as the emergency room, Richie Righteous's church. Obviously, first time doing it there, because the Combo Theater, where we usually do it, is still not taking contracts, and it's still not open. So yeah, doing it there, and it's funny. I wasn't even gonna do it. Like it was like, okay, we're gonna have to skip another year. But then me and Richie Righteous, we connected and we were talking, and he was. We were talking about the KCA, and I'll say, hey, looks like we're gonna have to skip another year. And then he was like, yo, why don't you do it at my church? And at first I was like, nah, bro, we ain't doing KCA at your church. But then when I saw how we redone the place, and I was like, you know what? Just to keep the brand going, and all right, let's do it. And bro, it turned out dope. And we streamed it for the first time. Shout out to Church City USA, that their tech team, like they did an amazing job with the stream. Like it was super professional. Like I've never gotten so much feedback. Like worldwide, I'm talking. You got people from the UK and Africa who hit me up and said, yo, we watched the show from start to finish. It was so professional. I felt like I was watching a real award show, like some BET thing. And I was like, wow. So yeah, man. So that was what it was coming out of the pandemic, bro.
That's what's up.
And then it kind of set us up for where we are now. We announced at the last KCA that we were going to Broadway before I even got the contract. You know what I'm saying? So it was really a faith move. And then following that, like we got the contract, and hey, Saturday we're there.
On Broadway, man. It's got to be exciting, man. For real.
I don't know about exciting, but it's something.
Well, listen, man, let's get to some music. I got my man, The Ambassador, but with this track called Ride and Vibe. And listen, he's also the honoree this year for the KCAs. So let's get into that when we come back. Listen, it's your boy, Joe Boss, Chef Rock, Marcus Hall. Let's do it.
You know what I'm gonna do on this one? I'm gonna just ride. Get up in this ride. Sometimes I like that. Get in the ride, get in the vibe. Lay back, just sit back and just relax. I'm living a life. I don't need to puff. I'm still on the high. The world will say I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my God. I get in the ride, get in the vibe. Just sit back and just relax. I'm living the life. I don't need to puff. I'm still on the high. The world will say I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my God. Pull up on that dude like me. It's Jesus time, not time foolery. I'm soon to be spot free, shiny just like some jewelry. Careful falling, yeah, y'all balling, but y'all not fooling me. More chains than slick Rick, but don't know who the ruler be. So I invite, but the mic is like a tool to me. I speak good things, but depth, so gotta come up like a eulogy. With Sabaton, with dead to sin, no need for medicine. Reach for pain, but not the flame. It's like a seed of metaphine. Before the cross, we couldn't get with them like residents. An ocean was between, that means it ain't no need for peddling. We're separated like Tom Brady from Edelman, but now in him we got a home like buyers after settlement. Listen to this man, better not listen to the gram. Better watch it, it'll make your eyes. Better not put this in the sand. Better come get up in this ride. Better come get some of this vibe. It'll be joy and it'll be peace, like on the beach or sipping chai. Get in the ride, get in the vibe. Just sit back and just relax. I'm living a life. I don't need to puff. I'm still on the high. The world will say I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my God. I get in the ride, get in the vibe. Just sit back and just relax. I'm living the life. I don't need need the puff. I'm still on the high. The world say I'm killing myself. I'm feeling my God in this ride. I'm a black man, when God put this black man in Christ. I was baptized then, got an ID that transcends. And now the light of Christ is shining through the black that's tint. It's beautiful to see his glory through this black man's skin. White or Latin skin, Asian for every persuasion. Christ went and grabbed that lamb. The author of that plan's him. And it's a wonder how I'm comfortable. We living cause as a youngster, I was doing dumb stuff, even tooting just the numb stuff. Mop was really a dumpster, give me a F. I was a bomber, now I'm nice with the Tundra. But should've bought in my Honda, and I pull up on the spots with a steady chasing commas. And I pray grace is dropping, see this lid just like some farmers. I show you who the Lord is, lure you to the waters. Need the spirit just to hear it and to wake you like a forest. I can tell you more for sure, but due to time shortness, let me just take you to the chorus. We could just get in the ride, get in the vibe, sit back and just relax. I'm living a life, I don't need the puff, I'm still on the high. The world will say I'm feeling myself, I'm feeling my God, I get in the ride, yeah, get in the vibe, just sit back and just relax. I'm living a life, I don't need the puff, I'm still on the high. The world will say I'm feeling myself, I'm feeling my God in this ride. Get up in this ride. Get up in this ride. Yeah. Just lay back. It's for him. Now the scenery, lush greenery. Tell you what it means to me.
Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked at riseupworldwide.com.
Y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. Listen, if you just tuning in, I got my man Marcus Hall, CEO of Kingdom Time Media and the CEO of the Kingdom Choice Awards, which will be going down this weekend, this Saturday. Make sure y'all go on over to symphonyspace.com, I believe, and get your tickets.org. Symphonyspace.org. Go ahead, get your tickets. Rise Up will be in the building to support the show and enjoy, man. It's gonna be. Listen, I'm excited for the show. I'm excited to happen, and I'm telling you, it's definitely going down. So listen, Marcus. So one of the things that a couple of things you just said right before we went to the break, right? You were talking about the streaming of the show last year and how you got such a big response from people outside of your normal fan base. Do you plan on streaming again this year?
No, we won't be streaming this year. We've had a few offers from different companies to come through and do it, but because of the nature of the event this year, as far as like the new venue, there's some different kind of red tape.
Okay.
And the process is it's more expensive. I'll say that and it's not, even if the companies are gonna come and do it for free, there's still like a fee that has to be paid for the setup within the theater. That's one thing. And then also, like, we're trying to get people in the building. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that it was wise. But we will be recording it. I think we're gonna have like a three or four camera crew with 3 to 4, I think that like four camera angles. So yeah, we're gonna be recording it. So the footage will be available. But yeah, no live stream.
Got you. Okay. So now the second part of what I was gonna say is that when the feedback that someone said to you was, yo, I felt like I was watching a real award show, right?
No.
When I hear stuff like that, to me, like that would irk me to death for somebody to say that, or like when people come on here like, oh, it felt like a real radio show. And my response, like, it is a real radio show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is your response to that?
I mean, I kind of understand what they're saying. Like, when they're saying it felt like a real award show, because yes, KCA is a real award show, but when they're saying it felt like a real award, I interpret that as they were saying like it felt like I was watching like a real award show, like a BET Awards or something like that. So I think that's how I get it. That's how I interpreted it, and I never took it as like a slight or a disrespect because, and especially because it was the first time
Yeah,
that it was streamed in on that level.
yeah,
Um, so I got what they were saying. I didn't take it as like a disrespect, like they wasn't looking at it as a real award show. I just think they were that impressed. They was like, yo, this was really, really dope. You know?
right. Listen, now I have to agree. I just, like I said, I wanted to address that because this is a real award show. For anybody that thinks anything different, it is. The quality level of it is probably better than other mainstream hip hop award show. But I'm not gonna call out BET. Oops.
Nah, they got the budget, man. They got the budget.
Listen, but see, to me, that's what makes it even more special, right? Because you're putting together a show with probably a thimble of the budget that a major network like BET has, and yet your show is comparable. Like, how do you plan something like that? Talk to that, please.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole lot of work, bro. Like, it takes a lot to do this event, and that's why I'm really trying to build my team, and put people in place because I feel like I'm getting to that stage where I can't continue to do it the way that I've been doing it, because it's just too much, and
Right.
there's other things and other ventures that I want to do. Like I'm moving into filmmaking now. You know what I'm saying? And filmmaking takes a lot. You got to write scripts, and then you got to do casting, and then you got to shoot, and then you got to edit.
Right.
And you got to go through the whole process. Like I got my first documentary, my full feature documentary.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so it's like I know the process even better now, as far as what it takes. So again, just really trying to just get a team together because it is a lot of work. So to anyone out there who's thinking about doing an award show, um, understand that it takes a lot, and you have to have a solid team, and you have to have some good resources available to you.
Yeah.
One of the things you need is knowing production, and knowing video production, and learning things over the years. Remember, it's been over 10 years, over a decade. So,
Right.
and we're still learning from mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But that's made it possible because if I had to pay somebody to do the work that I do, I just wouldn't be able to do the KCA because we're talking thousands of dollars. If somebody hired me to do the production for an award show, they better have a good check. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, well, listen, like I said, with the quality of things that you do, you know what I mean? I can only imagine like how much work you do yourself being a video editor and somebody that shoots music videos. I can just imagine the level of tenacity it takes to accomplish that, and that's just the video editing, not on top of booking the artists.
Yeah, all the administrative stuff. It's a lot, and like artists. Listen, if you've ever had to deal with, artists, they can be hard people to deal with at times. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether it be their management or just them as individuals. And we're dealing with multiple artists. It's not like just two or three. We're dealing with a bunch of artists, so there's a lot. And then there's a lot to do, bro. There's a lot to deal with. And it can get frustrating at times. Like, even just like doing the event, creating this platform, and then feeling like some of the artists don't even want to post about the event. And you're like, what part of the game is this? Like, you don't want to post about the event, but then you come to the event and have the audacity to get on the stage to get your shine on. You know what I'm saying? But yet you don't want to post the event that for the platform that was created for you. Like,
for you, right?
You know, so it's like, again, like, see, I think CHH is in trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that. I feel like, yo, CHH may be in trouble because I've seen some things where I'm like, I don't like y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? But deep down in my heart, I love the movement, always have, and I guess always will. But in everything, there's frustration and get me. But I'm just seeing it more.
So can we talk about that though? Like, can we talk about why you think CHH is in trouble, and then I'm gonna ask specifically why you think. What do you think about New York? And Chef, you want to say something, Chef?
Hold on. That was a great segue. Marcus said, because I was thinking this before he even said it. Let's pause for a moment. Let's drop the info to the KCA. Let's date. Let's drop the time. Let's drop how to purchase these tickets. Info.
Yeah. Well, the joint is it goes up on this Saturday, October 1st, and it's going down at Symphony Space. That's Broadway, New York City. And you can purchase the tickets at symphonyspace.org. That's symphonyspace.org. Yeah, man, support what we do. You know what I'm saying? Support CHH if you want to experience CHH at its best. Yeah, I said it, at its best. You have to come to the KCA because it is, I believe it's the most authentic stage and platform in CHH.
Exactly. So now let's jump talk about that. Why do you feel CHH is in trouble?
Well, when I say CHH is in trouble, I don't want to just like narrow it down to CHH.
Okay.
But since that's what we're speaking about, I'm just like, I'm coming from a place where I feel like there was more unity. I feel like the artists were more humble. And as the body of Christ, like, we're called to serve. We're not called to be celebrities. You know what I'm saying? And when you see artists kind of moving more like celebrities than servants, it's kind of a like, wait, hold on a second. Like, yeah, I know you're an artist. And I know, with being an artist, some celebrity can come with it. But you're first and foremost a child of God, a member of the body of Christ. And this is called Christian hip hop. It's not hip hop. This is Christian hip hop. And the reason why we put the Christian on the hip hop is because it's a ministry that represents Christ, the body of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And there's a calling involved. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from where the artists, or the ministers, I should say, their goal and their drive was to be ministers and to serve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I've seen things changed over the years where it would just feel sometimes like, yo, we on some celebrity stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got this amount of followers. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? How many people are you leading to the cross? How many people are you leading to Christ? You know what I'm saying? So even for me, I'll be honest with you, like, even for me, I've been doing some introspection lately. Like, okay, why am I even still doing the KCA? You know what I mean? And my heart, I feel like I'm starting to think like, okay, let's take it back to the old, to the grassroots, because I started doing my journey in CHH started with putting on the Higher Calling, which was an outreach concert.
Right.
It was about evangelism. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that's where we need to go back to remind everybody this is what it's really about, because now it's about award shows and, you know, getting the Grammy or how many followers you got or who's charting on this, and, you know, going to some of these other award shows that they just go to them for the clout. But if there was really in the spirit, like, they'd be like, yo, some of the stuff that goes on at some of these award shows, some funny style stuff be happening. Know what I mean? But yet they go to them and they post about them more than they'll post about a KCA, which is a more authentic award show. And it's not a stage that we've just given a piece of our stage to Christian hip hop. We created this for Christian hip hop. This belongs to Christian hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So put some respect on it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I feel like we're in trouble. And I think a lot of people won't fully appreciate the KCA until we stop it or we move it. Know what I'm saying? And they won't miss it until it's gone. Because besides KCA, there's really no other platform doing it the same way. Yes, there's other award shows, but they're not doing it like how KCA is.
They're not. Definitely not on the level. Definitely not. Listen, let's break it up. I want to get into a track real quick. When we come back, we're going to speak a little bit more. Let's break it up. I want to get into a track real quick. And I want to talk about, you know, what do you feel is going on in New York, particularly for CHH, man. Y'all know how we do. Rise Up Worldwide. I got this track from The Truth, who will also be on the KCAs this year. And it's called Chasing Ghosts. Y'all know what it is. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
It's gonna weigh me down. It's gonna weigh me down. It's gonna weigh me. Yeah. I don't want no crown, no. It's gonna weigh me down. It's gonna weigh me down.
Yeah, they tried to rush the album, I told them wait for it. It's too complicated, homie, I'm brainstorming. Umbrellas in the air, man, the ink's pouring. A band of gorillas swing through the rainforest. They told me keep posting pics to stay relevant. I guess I'm addressing the pink elephant. White lines, blades on the glass, homie, they chase ghosts. Night vision, I seen it all through them yellow tents. Cross between the millennial and the OG. The hunger's still burning in me, homie, I don't sleep. Lost boys breaking dawn when the sun's low. Somebody's blood was already drawn, I ain't gotta grow teeth. 30's the new 20, that's what they say to me. I'm in my 40s, I'm proud and I'm aging gracefully. Hip-hop, knew for sure, was a global phenomenon. What's up with us was banging while I was touring through ancient Greece. Never tried to be on, it just happened for me. What does it mean to be on? I hate that category. Bright lights and tall buses, not even half the story. That's why I feel bad for rappers that's chasing after glory, Dad.
I don't want no crown, no. It's gonna weigh me down.
Yeah. See, I grew up on cassette tapes. I guess I'm just as good as everybody except Drake. 10 years under the microscope, they spectate. Expectations high, that's how they gauge my success rate. Boy, it's been a shift in the paradigm. Yeah, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a shame how the thought of losing steam in your career can make an artist feel terrified. That's why we need God involved. Felt like New Year's Eve when I dropped the ball. Keep the shot close, crop the pick if the crowd is small. Cause I don't want my peers to think that any ground is lost. Boy, that's why I walked off of social media. Felt so good, that's when my focus started speeding up. Not having that pressure on me, man, freed me up. Cause I could get 1 million likes, but it's never gonna be enough. Yeah, they just did a standing ovation for me. But these days, I just wanna talk the creation story. What's the difference between Gilgamesh and the real flood? People have such a hard time dealing with faded glory. Dad.
I don't want no crown, no. It's gonna weigh me down.
Strong foundation, I can't deviate. Derek Minor told me I'm the Kobe of CHH. But if I'm watching everybody else, God could be doing great things with me that I won't appreciate. Boy, you run out of breath when you chase things. That's why I'm keeping the main thing. Cause if the focus ain't up and Jesus ain't first, you will go into a depression when the fame leaves. Boy, are you not entertained now? I promise to God this is not a game now. Wale said if I don't get the fame that I'm looking for, I'm gonna pull the trigger and blow my brains out. Celebrity life is so glorified. Pictures with entertainers, high profile. But if all of that really meant anything, then tell me why Robin Williams would hang himself from a doorknob. Boy, for reality show offers, I turned them down. Calls to do major collabs, I turned them down. Not that I never do it, just don't want to blur the lines. Nobody chasing ghosts, homie, I'm on the job. Yeah, I'm on the job. Nobody chasing crowns, boy, I'm on the job.
I don't want no crown, no. It's gonna weigh me down. It's gonna weigh me down. It's gonna weigh me. I don't want no crown, no. It's gonna weigh me down. 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 Yeah. It's gonna weigh me down, down, down. Yeah. It's gonna weigh me down. Yeah.
You're now listening to the best radio station in the world. Rise Up Worldwide Radio.
Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide back in the building, man. Listen, if you're just tuning in, you are missing an incredible interview with my man, Marcus Hall, man. And I'm telling y'all, it's officially going down really big, man. Really big. So before we went to that little break, man, Marcus, you were talking about the documentary that you did. I believe it's called The Sound System Dynasty.
Yeah.
So talk about that briefly.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a documentary that I did about it was actually my dad and my uncle.
I was going to ask if that was family.
Yeah, definitely. Dad, their background is sound system culture. They have one of the biggest reggae sound systems in the UK. Very respected. So, my dad's getting older now. And it was something that I always was saying, like, I'd love to like document the history because it's a really dope story. So we I spoke with him and some of his team members, and we got it done, man. I started shooting in the UK, shot some of it here in New York, and then I went to Jamaica, and shot some of it there with some of like the legendary producers and entertainers and stuff, put it together and went through the whole process and actually took a chance to try to get it distributed. And hey, lo and behold, Amazon picked it up.
Wow.
And I was amazed. And, Tubi TV picked it up as well, and Momento TV. So yeah, man, it's doing really well.
Hey.
And yeah, and then last week, was it last week or the week before? Yeah, I went to the UK for a premiere at a movie theater. It was packed. It was packed out. Like people from all over the country came for it. And it was really dope, bro. And just to get to watch it on a movie theater screen with a packed out audience and to hear their response and then to get the feedback from it was really like motivating, man. So yeah, definitely put a battery in my back as a director, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah.
So, yeah. Great experience.
That's what's up, man. So you recorded on 3 different continents, it sounds like.
Yes.
So you recorded.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. How long or how many, I guess, years or whatever it took you to put this together? How long was that process?
You know what? It really in all reality, it wasn't that long because I actually started it just before the pandemic.
Okay.
I did my first interview upstate New York with one of the legendary amplifier builders who migrated from the UK to New York in the 70s.
Mm,
Um, and he's in his 80s now. So I did that just before the pandemic hit. And then obviously the pandemic put everything on pause. But then last year, um, like around December, when they started to lift some of the travel restrictions, I um I traveled to the UK,
okay.
did that, and then in February of this year, I traveled to Jamaica, did the shoot there, and then after that, it was editing mode, and I was done with it by I believe by the end of May.
Mm,
So it wasn't really like minus the pandemic shutdown that shut down everything.
yeah.
It wasn't really that long. I can say I shot and produced the movie within a year, bro.
Wow, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
A documentary too. Normally, documentaries take years.
yeah. It is because it's a lot of like information, and then
Yeah.
having to travel to, as you said, or shooting in 3 different countries. That was, but hey, listen, when the work got to be done, you get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, Chef, I know Chef wanted to jump in. He had a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
Chef, go jump right on in, bro.
Yeah, so we kind of we fast forward a little bit because we was having this interesting conversation. You brought so many jewels that I think is relevant not just for CHH but just for the body as a whole. And a quick transparency moment. The last CHH concerts, the KCAs that you put on when I first moved back to Long Island, and we were doing some interviews, you can kind of feel that energy with some of the people in the hallway. Like, now I've also been to a secular concert, so you expect to feel that energy. You don't really expect to feel that energy where we're all supposed to be doing this to glorify God. And one of the conversations earlier today was how I personally believe that we do this preaching to the choir thing and we don't evangelize like you said. It's because we don't want to take a hard look at what the real world looks like. Right? Because we get in these spaces, whether it's our home church or CHH, and we get in this space to where we're in this bubble and we don't see what the real world look like. Because if we took the time to actually look at what the real world looks like, we can see how horrible of a job we've done at evangelizing. And then we would have to be faced with the fact. And so I just kind of wanted to stick a pin in that because you said so much when you was breaking that down, that I didn't want the listeners to miss all those heavy jewels that you was dropping in that space when you was answering that question about CHH being trouble.
1 second, bro. 1 second.
So yeah, while he gets that together, man, I think you're absolutely right, Chef. Like he dropped so many jewels about things that were going on within CHH in general. Um, it, the celebrity is killing the anointing.
But
People are
I'm sorry. I mean, as I was saying before, it's not just a CHH thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is a body of Christ thing. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like,
right.
so it's like it's not just about that. But you know what? One thing that like, and again, one thing that keeps me kind of focused is that because there's been many times like I see certain things, like I see all these little pop up false prophets nowadays. You know what I'm saying? and all kinds of stuff going on. And I'm like, and every time I feel like I want to say or like put them on, like go at them, God always shows me that scripture, the parable of the wheat and the tare. You know what I'm saying? And that parable is basically showing us like, listen, the real and the fake are going to come up together. You know what I'm saying? And it's not my job to pull out or pluck out the ones that I consider to be fake. You know what I mean? Like, that's God's job. So as the parable said, like, somebody planted tare among the wheat. You know what I mean? And the laborers who serve in that particular field went to the master and said, somebody planted tare among the wheat. Shall we pull them up? And the master said, no. He said, let them grow together. And when it's harvest time, we'll separate the two. Because what happens at harvest time? The wheat are going to bear grain and the tare are going to bear nothing. So you'll be able to differentiate which one's wheat and which one's tare very easily when harvest time comes. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, every time I get frustrated or feel like, yo, this dude's a sucker, you know what I'm saying? I catch myself and say, you know what? Harvest time is coming. You know what I mean? And it's not my job. Like, my goal and my number one priority is to seek out my own salvation with fear and trembling. You know what I mean? And do whatever God has assigned me to do, and just pray that, you know, I can be aligned with his will. Because listen, I've seen some of the greats fall off. You know what I mean? And every time I see somebody who I considered to be great, you know, fall off, or somebody who I knew was zealous and on fire at one stage, and now I've seen them in almost a backslidden state. Yo, what that does for me, I don't point the finger, bro. You know what I mean? What I do is I look at me and say, God, keep me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen too many fall off. So again, you know, it's sad that we see certain things, but I'm not just gonna put that on CHH. It's rampant throughout the body. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be a surprise to us or too big of a disappointment, because the word told us that this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? The word said that this will happen. So hey, we just have to roll with the punches, bro. And at the end of the day, just seek out our own salvation with fear and trembling, bro.
Listen, there, but for the grace of God, go I. That's a saying. Like, if it wasn't for the grace of God, all the things that you see people going through, that could have been me.
Yeah.
The grace of God is on your life when you can see what someone else is going through. Thank him that you're not going through that, and try to help that person when you can.
Yep.
You know. So listen, bro. I want to thank you for rocking with us, man. I know you got to run soon, but listen, thank you for taking some time out to be here on the show with us. Listen, one more time, man. Let everybody know how they can get these tickets. You know, let them know what they need to do.
Yeah, man. For those who want to come out and support the KCA, you can get the tickets at symphonyspace.org. Symphonyspace.org. And grab some tickets, man. Tell your peoples, tell your friends, you know, bring your unsaved loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, holler at somebody. Like, yo, come through. And like, you know, people, listen, general admission is $30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
VIP is $80. Listen, y'all go to the movie theater and spend more than that to watch people fornicate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it ain't nothing to spend, you know, that money to come out and see this level of production. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Come out and support CHH, the ministry of CHH. And I truly believe like it's gonna be a blessing. I'm not just saying it, like I truly believe that it's gonna be a blessing because that, me and my team, that's what we pray for. We pray not just that some headliner comes and rips it. No, we pray that the Holy Spirit headlines the event. And at the end of the night, all hands will be lifted up to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. It's more than an award show. KCA is an experience, urban worship experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I think if you come out, you'll be blessed by it. And yeah, man, we got some great surprises and a great event in store and planned for everybody. So yeah.
Praise God. Praise God.
Absolutely. Hey, just drop a few people that's gonna be ministering at this event, man. Just drop a few names so the people know, like,
yeah,
it's really no, we going up in there.
Yeah, man. We got we got the Truth coming through, one of the OGs. We got Fizzle, Dayton. We got Miles Minnick making his New York City debut. It's his very first time to New York City. What else we got? We got international show from Boston. We got Flojic. Let me say this. Other than who's on the flyer, we got a couple surprises too. You know what I'm saying? We have a couple surprises that I'm sure you guys will be very happy to see. So listen, stellar lineup. I think, as I said before, what's dope about the lineup, it's a fusion of some of the young rising stars, some of the vets, and the OGs. So it's like you got generational CHH fusing together, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to see what the OGs bring to the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what the vets or the young veterans bring to the table. And I'm excited to see what the young, new, up and coming people bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm excited about because I think everybody brings something. And I'm excited to see that because there's certain of the young ones who I'm looking at, I'm saying, I love that person's spirit. I want to see what they bring. It's in the mouth of babes, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'm also interested in what the OGs are gonna bring because they've got stuff that they can impart into the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm really excited to see how it all unfolds on Saturday, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And Rise Up will definitely be in the building. Show some love, man. And I'm looking forward to it, man. This is gonna be a good time. I'm definitely excited to be on Broadway watching a CHH event. I think it's like the first time ever that's happened. So, you know what I mean? We definitely gonna turn up, man. Make sure y'all support, man. SymphonySpace.org, Kingdom Choice Awards 22. This is where you want to be this weekend, all right?
Yeah, shout out to everybody who I'm seeing in the chat. Willie Green. Shout out to Fresh. No, that's you, right?
No.
Oh, that's somebody else.
Somebody else.
Shout out to that's Lost and Found, DJ Lost and Found.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to Lost and Found too. I was actually listening to his album the other day. I started listening to it. It sounds really dope, bro. Yes. I ain't got to like sit with it yet, but from what I was hearing, I was really impressed. Like, yeah, salute to him.
For sure. So listen, y'all know what it is, man. We turn it up with some more music. Listen, I got a track from one of those veterans that Marcus was talking about, the homie Richie Righteous. The track is called Vacant Seat. Y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. Make sure that y'all are sharing this stream on your timeline. You're sharing it to your friends. Listen, share it to people who ain't saved. They need it the most. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is, man. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Don't see no vacancy. Cause when I take a look see on the road, I love him, I love him, I love him. I place no one above him. I love to sit down and discuss him. And anything go wrong, I trust him. Stop all, me certain. I replace me joy with the hurting. I know that is certain. Yahweh Jehovah is working. The grace that he gives undeserving. And by grace I will not desert him. I know I will serve him. Determined to pull back the curtain. Look on that. Panic and them hook on that. Anxiety, yeah, them cook from that. But mama, me no worry, me no shook from that. Why? Cause when I take a look see on the road, I don't see no vacancy. Man, I don't see a vacancy. The king never stepped down for a minute. Look, Yahweh there with the crow. Scepter in hand, so don't beat up. Can't find a vacancy. No, me can't find a vacancy. No. Can't find a vacancy. Not a vacancy. The throne and a vacancy. Can't find a vacancy, and a vacancy. Hey, so many things are disturbing, but don't let them get too concerning. There is a place for the hurting. He said to cast all your burdens. Peace all around like a whirlwind. Blessed assurance is certain. Ignore the lies of the serpent. Cause the throne room was never deserted. The grace that he gives undeserving. And by grace I will not desert him. I know I will serve him. Determined to pull back the curtain. Look on that. Panic and them hook on that. Anxiety, yeah, them cook from that. But mama, me no worry, me no shook from that. Why? Cause when I take a look see on the road, I don't see no vacancy. Man, I don't see a vacancy. The king never stepped down for a minute. Look, Yahweh there with the crow. Scepter in hand, so don't beat up. Can't find a vacancy. No, me can't find a vacancy. No. Can't find a vacancy. Not a vacancy. Not a vacancy. No vacancy. Can't find a vacancy, not a vacancy. Not a vacancy. Not a vacancy. Not a vacancy. Can't find a vacancy, no.
Party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. Party's live, not dead, party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. Party's live, not dead, party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. Party's live, not dead, party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. When I reach this side, pain stop. Raindrops on top, it's a good day. Ghetto play done. Gunman I run, cause we follow with the sun. So we shun darkness with light. Be the light, everything right, no wrong thing. Cause we are longing for the rapture. Get ready, got my lamp on lit and my rant on with things them I never do.
Hey, soul on fire, we the light. No go tire, we alright. We hype cause we realize we alive, we alive. Soul on fire, we the light. No go tire, we alright. We hype cause we realize we alive, we alive.
Bodies live, not dead, eyes high, not red. Most high is the highest grade you could ever get. Everything set, lines mad thin. It's a thin and narrow route to get in, and we getting in. Parties on fire, sober not drunk. Them on a flat tire. fire, retire from the stuff. I want a bigger chunk sunk in the spirit. Dead people could never come near it. And we sing,
hey, soul on fire, we the light. No go tire, we alright. We hype cause we realize we alive, we alive. Soul on fire, we the light. No go tire, we alright. We hype cause we realize we alive, we alive.
Party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. Party's live, not dead, party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. Party's live, not dead, party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit. Party's live, not dead, party lit. Take this living to the head, take a hit.
Yes, so Ray Rock on the beat, it's Michael Di Vieira. We are live, oh.
Figured I'd give y'all one more hit before we come back to it. You know what I mean?
I'm from it all.
Make sure y'all ready, man. We're going to talk about Byron Allen winning a huge lawsuit against McDonald's. Let's go. This track right here is Brinson. It's called Healed From It All.
You can do all things. You can do all things. Hey.
My dog said I ain't walking right. You in unforgiveness and I don't think it's right. You don't talk to such and such and I can see your plight. I don't know the whole story, but I don't think it's right. He proceeded to share how he been hurt. Backstab, had his name drugged through the dirt. Abused all while he trying to do the Lord's work. Just an observation, I ain't trying to make it worse. I replied, I ain't gonna lie, I want to put hands on him. I relied on Most High, had to fast on him. Block a few accounts, cast my kid on him. I ain't holding on to nothing, that's a bad omen. This ain't my first rodeo. We all got highs and lows, life is so seasonal. Hurts, we gotta let them go. I ask God for wisdom though. Forgive them, I do the same, that's how the agreement goes. I know about grudges, I got this on to prove it. Burning for offenses, my soul ain't trying to lose it. I ain't trying to have the pearly gate slammed in my face. Blood wash all offenses, been erased. That's God power, heal us on sight. I ain't trying to stop the blessings flowing all of my life. I'm healed, I believe it. I'm healed, I receive it. All of my emotional scars got deleted. I seen it.
I'm healed from it all. If you said I believe it, I know you can do it. I'm healed from it all.
Homie solid, I can't oblige. Got too much in me to just be quiet. Can't be no puppet, so I'm cutting ties. Toughest thing I ever did was tell that part of me goodbye. I'm reminded by the scars where the knives used to reside. I was faced with a choice, take a L or take a life. I chose both, but letting go ain't always easy when you're tired. It's getting hard to say goodbye. That's a lie, 99. Truck gon' be here in the morning. Hey. But lately it's been storming. Pray that he just want it. I knew they was never for me, but I did it for your glory. Read that we win in the end, but I feel like you still writing the story. Told my baby not to worry, everything gon' be okay. Okay. My God got made, they can't stop me, so I feel no way. All this pain is for my gain. I know he's breaking every chain. There's too much power in his name to stay the same. Hey. So I speak it in the atmosphere. Cut me pretty deep, but I declare I'm hell. What they plotting in the dark, I pray that God reveal. Oh, now they nervous, thinking I'ma do them like they did. But vengeance is the Lord, I can't be out here hovering. DC's a hate when I need grace, I fall short just like them. That ain't a wave, but that's a wake, you better learn to swim. They say, D, can you write? I say, no, I believe I'm here. Forgiveness comes when you forgive, yeah.
I'm healed from it all. If you said I believe it, I know you can do it. I'm healed from it all.
You're now listening to the best radio station in the world. Rise Up Worldwide Radio.
Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know how we do. Rise Up Worldwide. Welcome to the second hour. We're gonna jump into some trending topics that's been going on in the media. And listen, man, if y'all missed this interview that we just did with Marcus Hall, I'm telling you right now, you missed an incredible interview. We talked deeply about the Kingdom Choice Awards 2022. We spoke about, the process, the hosts, the process, some of the things that people have had to say that have not been in favor. And we also spoke about a documentary. We spoke about a lot with Minister Marcus, man. If y'all missed it, make sure you go back and listen to this episode. We on every podcast channel, you know what I mean? iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, wherever you're at, we're there. You know what I'm saying? And also, we're on YouTube and Facebook, so tune in. So listen, what I want to talk about with you now is there is a lawsuit from McDonald's. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. From Byron Allen, the billionaire media mogul, who has sued McDonald's for $10 billion, right? $10 billion, right? And then, so in the process of that transaction, right, or not transaction, of the case, it goes through to see if it can actually go to trial. What he won his case, and it is going to officially go to trial, right? So let's talk a little bit in particular about some of the main facts of the case, right? Of course, this is a huge win, right? So he filed his suit against McDonald's for basically discriminatory ad spend practices, right? Essentially, the short end of it is that, according to the suit, McDonald's is pointed out to expend approximately $1.6 billion of annual advertising budget, right? But the corporation spends less than $5 million a year on Black-owned media. Less than $5 million a year when their budget is $1.6 billion. So, to put that in layman's terms, right? They're spending less than 0.5% of their annual budget, less than 1% on Black-owned media. So this lawsuit is huge about inclusion. This is saying, listen, you are essentially trying to excess out Black-owned media, even though McDonald's in particular, they take in billions from African American consumers, right? Billions. Listen, I read in another article, right? That McDonald's has an annual revenue of 100 million, right? This is US. Excuse me, 100 billion a year. That's their annual revenue, right? Y'all are not going to believe how much of that is coming from the Black community. 40 billion. 40 billion from the Black community is going to McDonald's. That's insane. That is absolutely insane that we're spending that much money.
Disgusting.
That's absolutely insane that we're spending that much money, and they don't even advertise with Black-owned media. It's crazy. It's crazy, Chef. And
I will say this. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. And here's one of the reasons that I'm excited about it. Right? Because even though I know this is a great thing for African American media company who's been excluded from one of the biggest franchises in the world, right? It's a huge win, right? But as you spend $40 billion a year supporting that brand through all this exclusion all these years. So we got to smarten up. Just as a people, we got to smarten. But one of the main reasons that I'm excited about this lawsuit is because it's about time for McDonald's to get what they've been giving. The man who owned McDonald's, he stole McDonald's from people. Ray Kroc stole McDonald's from two brothers who completely stole it and franchised it out. The same, used the model that he used when he was selling vacuum cleaners, and that's how they franchised McDonald's out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I'm extremely excited that it's time for them to get some of this what they've been kicking out all these years, right? Because now we're talking about annual revenue. That's not just McDonald's burgers and all of that stuff, right? When you look at McDonald's has some of the best real estate any. You will never find a McDonald's on shabby real estate. Never. Never. Even the McDonald's in Hempstead, people may say, "Oh, look where that McDonald's is at." Yeah, but that McDonald's makes a ton of money because guess what? That McDonald's is literally down the block from the Parkway.
Yes, it's right there. It's in
and any businesses around the Parkway.
Yeah, it's such a prime location.
Walking distance from the bus terminal and the train station.
Yeah, it's in prime location because it's in the same lot as it's in the shopping mall or a mini mall area with Pep Boys and other shopping things. Across the street from it is a bunch of car repair places. In walking distance is a high school, a junior high, black community. It's prime location, and like you said, it's literally a 2-minute drive to the Parkway. So if you headed out of town, boom, McDonald's right there. If you coming back in town, boom, McDonald's is right there, right on the corner, right in your face. It's like, oh, it's right there. I think it's 24 hours. So a late night is getting all that money. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this: that their marketing and their business savviness is impeccable. It's impeccable.
Absolutely.
Impeccable. Listen, somebody in the comments is like, the New World Order is killing the population using. Somebody in the comments is like, the New World Order is killing the population using. That's the whole fact.
Listen, here's the crazy thing is that literally 2% of their budget goes to black media outlets.
No, less than that.
Right?
No.
But they use us to make their commercials. They don't use our media company, but they will use our name, our likeness, and our voices from regular artists to sell their products. Everybody in Mama done had some kind of McDonald's deal.
Man.
Everybody.
Yeah, I remember growing up.
Mostly every big artist done some kind of McDonald's deal.
Yo, remember when you were young and they used to have the McDonald's commercial where when you were young, I forgot what was his name. Calvin got a promotion and is a manager at McDonald's now. Remember those commercials? And now, and like growing up, you were like, oh, all right, McDonald's is the place to go. Yeah, and like growing up, you were like, oh, all right, McDonald's is the place where we need to be. It made you feel like this is where we need to be. And in reality,
right.
In reality, it definitely wasn't. In reality, it made you feel like it needed to be. it made you feel like, yo, one, they, like our generation in particular, we grew up on it. It was, I remember commercials where people were bringing McDonald's to school as a gift to the teacher. I remember Calvin getting a promotion to work at McDonald's.
Egg McMuffin in the morning.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was a gesture, you know.
Calvin going to college, working at McDonald's.
Working at McDonald's. Calvin basically ain't in the hood no more. He got a respectable job working at McDonald's. Now, look at me wrong. This isn't to anybody working there. Listen, you got to do what you got to do. Anybody working on your table. No, and this is not against you guys at all. But I will say this: McDonald's itself is killing the black neighborhoods. Listen, I'm telling you like this, man. When you grow up on that stuff, it's no good for you because people live off of it because it's so inexpensive. $4, you go in there, get you a whole meal and a drink for $4. Where else you gonna do that? Even if you pack a lunch, it's gonna cost you probably $3, $4. So it's like I might as well go get something hot. You know, but to get off of that though, Byron Allen, this suit, in my opinion, is so much more than just stopping, you know, McDonald's from doing what they do to the black community. It's about inclusion. It's about opening doors for black-owned media company. I can tell you, as a black-owned media company owner, I would love to have McDonald's advertise with me. You know what I'm saying? So that, listen, if they want to drop that money, I'm all here for it. You will see Big Macs fly all across this screen if McDonald's was writing me a check.
I don't even eat McDonald's.
The Rise Up
I don't
meal.
even eat McDonald's. But if they gave me a check, anybody would take it right now, especially living in the times that we living in. But I'll say this on a serious note. Byron Allen by himself is beginning to change the narrative.
Yes.
And he's beginning to shake up a good old boys community that's been in place for years.
Yes.
For years.
Yes.
Right? That good old boys club, and whether it's been restaurants such as McDonald's franchise, that franchise market, the media market, right? That's been owned by the good old boys for all these years. He is beginning to shake the very foundation of these outlets, and I'm extremely excited about it. You know what I mean? We need to keep him covered, keep him prayed over, right? Because he's working to give our people a voice in these areas that we wouldn't have a voice in.
That's it.
And for that,
that's it.
He gets so much respect from me for that.
Man, you know what I mean? He's doing it big, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna shift to another topic here in just a minute, but like as I'm reading the notes on this case, according to the notes, it says that the biggest trade deficit in America is the trade deficit between white corporate America and black America, and McDonald's is guilty of perpetuating this disparity. And the economic exclusion must stop immediately. Whoo. And it says, I didn't know this. McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczynski got caught sending racist text messages, and McDonald's has been sued by black franchisees, black executives, Black employees, Black vendors, and 52% of the McDonald's stockholders recently voted to hire a third-party firm to investigate McDonald's for civil rights violations. Whew. Man.
I'm not surprised at all.
I'm just, listen.
Not surprised.
Listen. To know that it's been going through so much, man, that's crazy. Man. So listen, big shout to Byron Allen for taking this Byron Allen by the horns, man. Listen, let's jump into some music. When we come back, we're gonna jump into some other topics. I know Randy. I know you want. Are you prepared to introduce your new segment, bro?
Yes, sir.
Let them know what it's called, man.
It's called Hot on the Block.
All right, y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. We're gonna get into some more music from artists that are a part of the KCAs. This track is from God Over Money, featuring Bizzle, Dayton, and AI, The Anomaly, man. Y'all know she's a beast. You know what I mean? After that, I got a track.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? That's gonna bring it real hard on the track. And I'll get into that in a little bit. Y'all know what it is. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and share this on your timelines.
You got a gang, well I got a squad. You got a platoon, but what can it do when I got a god? You pillage and murder, when will it stop? You pushing the line, now I'm pushing mine till one of us drop. Yeah. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. No, I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. No. Either rap price gang or you don't bang. Covered by the blood, it's a whole gang. Slick in sin, but it don't rain. Price paid for the whole thing. Look at my white tee, no stain. Can't go back on me, no way. Never sold out, ain't no game. God over money and it won't change. Can't nobody do it like you, God. But everybody wanna be on top. They don't wanna love how you love. I don't wanna go where you not. The enemy lie, just wanna kill and divide the family. We never resign, we in it and willing to ride. What's happening? You got a gang, well I got a squad. You got a platoon, but what can it do when I got a god? You pillage and murder, when will it stop? You pushing the line, now I'm pushing mine till one of us drop. Yeah. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. No, I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. No,
they ask, why you so over the top, screaming out God of a pop? I say, it's cause I roll with the rock, I gotta be born for my pops. They say, he's being religious again, and I really wish it would end. And I say, Jesus made me a fisher of men, if you don't like it, listen to them. Let's go. This rock's not crack cocaine. If you apply the strap and you tap your vein, then you squeeze the syringe with the needle within. The high from smack will never match, no way. This how will take you past those planes, up to the astro plane. If you take one hit of this, it'll blow your mind like you tried to bring in that Cobain.
Gang, well I got a squad. You got a platoon, but what can it do when I got a god? You pillage and murder, when will it stop? You pushing the line, now I'm pushing mine till one of us drop. Yeah. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. No, I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. I roll with the racks, so I won't let it rack. No.
Rock steady, the rock dividing my levies. Rock up on top, be leading my heavy. Rock ain't gon' stop, couple of shots rain now, hope my faith don't drop. See the troops come through, pop the trunk, reveal it in the booth. I am not the one, artillery the truth. In a load the gun, don't jitter with the pew-pew. So I can't fiddle with the fools, I remember when I struggled in my pain till night came. Even with it, the night hang over my aims. I ain't on the rock solid when I came. Stand strong when I'm weak, even in my games. Still in it, I'm still winning, I'm all in it. Grow in it, evolve, carry the cross in it. Squad getting evolved, circle is God fearing. Rock be all I got, see why I rock with them.
Well and I got a squad. You got a platoon, but what can you do when I got a god? You pillage and murder, when will it stop? You pushing the line, now I'm pushing mine till one of us drop. Yeah, I roll with the rack, so I won't let it rock. I roll with the rack, so I won't let it rock. No, I roll with the rack, so I won't let it rock. I roll with the rack, so I won't let it rock. No.
Who is you gonna respect? Me. I am the one. Pop and watch me flex. Easy, 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 easy with the threats. Oh no, we is not the same. I could never let you change me. Who is you gonna respect? Who could you never check? Who gonna do more than flex? Who was it got protect? Who is you gonna respect? Me. I am the one. Pop and watch me flex. Easy, 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 easy with the threats. Oh no, we is not the same. I could never let you change me. Who is you gonna respect? Who could you never check? Who gonna do more than flex? Who was it got protect? I am the baddest one that you will ever meet. Say it to your face, oh no, I won't be discreet. I am a freaking legend and I make it more easy, easy, easy. Oh, this way too easy. I am the one. I do not need applause. I do just need my God. Clearly, I am the sauce. Only an anointed, got appointed. XOXO, levitate, level, got DNA.
God before me, then who can stand against me? Or you can plan against me simply, but you and I just hit me. I am not just anybody. You can break a bear me. I am a child of a king. I get plenty. I am so out of your league. I can start a new league like a Remy. I deserve more like I'm Demi. Try to destroy me, but please to get caught off my neck. I ain't Jimmy. I ain't too friendly. Violence is semi. God come and get me. You send me. Call me. I'm 7. It's more than a flex. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Yeah. Call me. I'm 7. It's more than a flex. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Don't kick, don't hit on, spit on. This my fight back song. I've been the wrong, but I lived on 'cause my fight back strong. Push on, kick on, hit on, spit on. This my fight back song. I've been the wrong, but I lived on 'cause my fight back strong. Did everything you could to tear me down. Still standing. Look at me now, holding my ground. You see the crown? Give me 6 feet. Don't just sit down. I am a queen. I am a king. I am a living legend. Worth it now. When in my presence, show nothing but reverence. Remember the currency and the power.
Respecting us now, knowing our worth, seeing our grind. We doing it first. We conquering all that we've been through. We living it up 'cause we know how to work. It's time that we show what we gonna do. Things that are making these people start running to. Better believe this is something new. Fellas are coming through, ready to bump this too. Let's go. Who is you gonna respect? Me. I am the one. Pop and watch me flex. Easy, 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 easy with the threats. Oh no, we is not the same. I could never let you change me. Who is you gonna respect? Who could you never check? Who gonna do more than flex? Who was it got protect? Who is you gonna respect? Me. I am the one. Pop and watch me flex. Easy, 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 easy with the threats. Oh no, we is not the same. I could never let you change me. Who is you gonna respect? Who could you never check? Who gonna do more than flex? Who was it got protect?
Yeah. Had to throw some bars out there real quick, man. Woof. They not playing, man. And just in case y'all forgot.
Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked at riseupworldwide.com.
Yeah. Keep it locked. Listen, Randy, let's talk about this new segment, man. What's hot on the block? Let's jump into it.
All right. So, Hot on the Block is a segment where I introduced albums that I believe or feel like are under the radar that deserves the shine they should get to everybody in CHH is listening to. And some of the albums I listen to, I've noticed doesn't either get enough shine or not. A lot of conversations I have with folks. And over the years, I've been listening to Christian hip hop for like 11 years. I've discovered a lot of dope artists through Rapzilla at the time when Rapzilla was accepting mixtapes, through Bandcamp, even some folks I meet, you know what I'm saying? And now I discover a lot of dope music through Spotify by simply just browsing playlists or whatever that I believe go unnoticed. So I thought it would be cool to introduce some new music to the Rise Up family and then give it a listen, and hopefully you add that music to the catalog. Like, I'm a music junkie. I love listening. I love hearing new music, and I love putting artists that I believe deserves to shine on display. So, hot on the block is that topic. Like, what's hot on the block? You might be missing the heat. You might be in the shade. but I'm about to get you out the shade so you can see what's hot on the block. You know
I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. What song are you gonna? What album you gonna address? I'm sorry, Chef. What you wanted to say?
Nah, I'm excited. I was like, let's get to it.
Hey,
let's get to it.
All right.
Let's play some.
All right. So this album here, this album came out like 2 years ago. It's called "And the Glory Goes To," and it's by Jackson, spelled JKZN, Jackson, and Young C. So
Okay.
Jackson is the producer. He produced the entire album, and Young C is the artist. He's the rapper. So I discovered this album last year through so there's a thing on Spotify called Discover Weekly, where based on what you play, they'll recommend songs that sound familiar to what you're listening to or whatever. So I discovered this. First off, I'm a graphic designer, so the album artwork caught my attention. I was like, "And the Glory Goes To Jackson Young C. Who did this?" So it's a 10-track album, so it's very short. It's like I would estimate like 25 to 30 minutes long. So most of the songs are 2 to 3 minutes long. So you got time to digest it. So this album is pretty much just an album about, you know, "And the Glory Goes To" is definitely sample heavy. It has a lot of boom bap, a little bit of trap here and there, but it's mainly boom bap, and most of the songs are heavily sampled by gospel. Like it has a huge gospel sample like production. Like every song you hear like a choir, you might hear a gospel song you recognize. You know, like it's like Jackson. I feel like this dude's is like an underrated producer, man. Like I believe he's gonna be like one of the dudes on the CHH Mount Rushmore producers next to like dudes like Gavi, Wit. I don't know who any of the new producers. Oh, Cardac drums, you know, on beat. Like I feel like he'll be next to them. Like he's dope, like very underrated.
Right now, sir.
Huh?
You saying some heavy statements right now.
Listen, I already said Sasora2's album of the year, and I almost got crucified. So I could say more, but yeah, like it's dope. And Young C, man, definitely underrated. He's definitely up there. Like he's lyricist, bars. He's young, as his name suggests, but he's described as a young dude that flows over old school beats, new flow, old beats, and he does it just right. So I recommend everybody, including you guys, check out "And the Glory Goes To" by Jackson and Young C. And my personal favorite song on that is gospel. The song's fire. I literally play that song when I'm getting ready for Sunday service, and you'll see why when you play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. And the Glory Goes To is hot on the block.
All right. That's what's up, man. So listen, I appreciate you introducing the new segment, man. You know, and listen, for the listeners, make sure that y'all connect with Randy, man, at Randy_Basil. You know, you got to say it right. It's not Basil.
Basil.
It's Basil. You know, respect his Haitian heritage. You know, Sac passe, ma boule.
Sac pas sweat.
Sac pas what?
It's nothing. Forget it. I
know I said it wrong.
No. Sac pas sweat. That's the only word I know how to say in Creole.
Oh, do you understand it if somebody's spoken to you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, I want to get into some more music, man. I want to get to this track by the Saga. It's called Store Run, and this joint is fire, man. A little quick joint. When we come back, man, we're gonna talk about attorney Letitia James suing Donald Trump. So y'all know what it is, man. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
I made 100K off of touring. Lays up in Arizona like a storeroom. Who really in the way, homie, knowing, man? Who really in the way, homie, knowing? I got them in the rave, I could throw one. They tryna handle the wave, I could show them. I get my brothers paid like I owe them. Go crazy with a couple K's like I'm owed them. Yeah. Vividly, I do not make excuses, I make history. Yeah. I get my 10%, but get it back instantly. Yeah, so watch how you sing for me. You gon' need a symphony. Yeah. I made 100K off of touring. Lays up in Arizona like a storeroom. Who really in the way, homie, knowing, man? Who really in the way, homie, knowing? I got them in the rave, I could throw one. They tryna handle the wave, I could show them. I get my brothers paid like I owe them. Go crazy with a couple K's like I'm owed them. These haters in my face like I know them. Snakes all up in the grass till I'm on them. If they ain't in my clique, I don't bro 'em. My circle is tight knit like a song. I roll with that armor on me like a shogun. So many styles on me, you can hold one. This word, I'ma lean on it like a poet. They ain't believe in me, I'ma show them. What is you saying? Think it's a game, dog. I am not playing. I really run in here. You just a sprain. Do me a favor, dog. Get on my lane. I made 100K off of touring. Lays up in Arizona like a storeroom. Who really in the way, homie, knowing, man? Who really in the way, homie, knowing? I got them in the rave, I could throw one. They tryna handle the wave, I could show them. I get my brothers paid like I owe them. Go crazy with a couple K's like I'm owed them.
Yo, not for nothing, the hook alone is...
I made 100K off of touring. That was fine.
Sir, that's a hard bar. Go crazy with a couple of K's like a boater. That's a hard bar, bro.
Bruh, that's what me too. I made 100K off that touring. Go plays in the Arizona like a score run. Go plays in the Arizona.
And it's different from what he's used to doing. So I appreciate the new sound.
Yo, not only that, it's definitely a new sound, but especially listening to him as battle rapper of the saga or Sensei Saga versus studio saga. It's like, yo, you don't even know they're the same person.
He's his own feature.
And that's an interesting thing too, right? Because most battle rappers can make a record.
They can't. Most of them
Most
cannot.
battle rappers can't make a record, bro.
Most of
No,
them
they
cannot.
can't. Yo.
This joint right here is hard.
Ask that boy Philly.
This joint right here is like, listen, this joint right here is hard. So listen, man, let's jump into this conversation. For those of you that don't know, New York Attorney General Letitia James, yes, she is a black woman, has filed a suit against Donald Trump for financial fraud. In the suit, it is claimed that the Trump organization, Donald Trump, senior management, and a bunch of involved parties, which is particularly his children, allege that with the help of his children and senior executives, they falsely inflated their net worth by billions of dollars to induce banks to lend money to the Trump organization on more favorable terms than they would have otherwise received. Also, this led to them receiving, being able to satisfy loan covenants, which are basically terms of a loan, because they basically show that they have money that they may not have had. This would induce insurers to provide insurance coverage at higher limits and lower premiums to gain tax benefits, among other things. And this is all from 2011 through 2021. Trump and the Trump organization knowingly and intentionally created more than 200 false and misleading valuations of assets on his annual statements of financial condition to defraud financial institutions. Now, what's crazy about this is that the website that I'm reading this from, this isn't a blog site, this isn't a news site, this is ag.ny.gov/. slash press release. So this is from the government of New York. So this is a real thing. And they going for his neck. And to be honest with you, it's about time.
It's about time.
It's about time.
It's good. It's good. They need to get him for that, and they need to get old boy Britt Favre. They need to get him too.
Dang,
let him be cellmates. Let him be cellmates.
I mean, listen, one problem at a time. One problem at a time. First, let's Donald Trump. One problem at a time. First, let's Donald Trump. Let's listen. First off, big shout to Letitia James, because there are a lot of people who are in political power that would not have the gall to go up against a titan such as Trump. An example of that is the January 6th raid on the Capitol. The Republican Party did not have the gall to go against him for what he did. He literally sent domestic terrorists to raid the White House. This has never happened in the history of the U.S. This has never happened in the history of the U.S. that I know of. I could be wrong. But I will say in the last, let's say, 100 years, can't say that that's happened. Maybe during, the Civil War, where it was the Confederate soldiers versus the Union soldiers. But that was really about freeing slaves. But you can see, you sent the whole mob of domestic terrorists to go to the White House. And then you played dumb when they actually did it. Like, the audacity of his ability to lie and really get away with it. I've never seen anything like it. He's genuinely that person. Like, and I know y'all have probably seen this, right? It's always presented as a joke where a woman catches her husband with another woman. The husband leaves, he goes home, acts like nothing happened. When the wife gets home, she's addressing him, yelling at him, and the husband says, "Wasn't me." Just boldly says, "It wasn't me." Even though she caught him red-handed.
Shaggy.
Even though she caught him red-handed.
It wasn't me. That's Trump. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Listen, I tell you what, if you want to learn how to game the system, you can learn a thing or two from Trump. Because one thing he does, he comes off like he ain't the brightest apple in the bunch, but he's a genius when it comes to, finding them loopholes.
I remember I was talking to a friend about when Trump first became president, and one of the things he said was like he was smart because he treated his presidency as a business and not as as a political move, but he treated it as a business because he's a businessman first. So that's how he's able to like get through all these loopholes, because he's been in business for like almost 40 decades. And
yeah.
Every move he makes, like his marriage and stuff, is always a business move.
Right.
So even that storming of the Capitol was like a business move. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would believe it's a business move, because you said he hired like local terrorists to raid the Capitol and then try to play it off like, oh, I didn't know.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Even though you can go back and see his recorded speeches where he edged people to go, but then he's saying it wasn't me.
Have you guys ever seen the movie The Usual Suspects? You ever seen that movie? Usual Suspect.
Nah.
You know what? It
With
sounds
Kevin
familiar.
Spacey.
I might have. That's an older
It's a
movie,
movie
though,
with
right?
with Kevin Spacey called Usual Suspect. Yeah, pretends like they're doing this whole crime ring, and he pretends like has a deformity, with his walk and everything. And then at the end, he's perfectly fine, and that's pretty much what Trump did his presidency. He act like the biggest idiot that's ever been in the White House. And you know they talk bad about George W. About W. They talk bad about W, and they talk about Trump worse, saying that he was more, that he was worse than W. But what he really did was he sparked the Civil War with far less casualties.
Yeah,
during his presidency.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
so
it's crazy.
So he's not dumb as people believe that he is.
It's crazy.
He just did a good job at making people believe he was.
Man, you know what I mean? So, listen, I'm glad that she's going for it. I'm glad that she's actually taking the steps forward to hopefully, make something happen with the Trump family. Because, like I said, they have been getting away with things for such a long time. And listen, they're being called to the carpet. Finally. So anyway, listen, I'm gonna just play. You know what? Now we're getting kind of late in this show. I'm gonna jump into one song. It's a really quick song by Miles Minnick and Bizzle. It's called Ghost. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Yeah. Bizzle, our Father, who art in heaven. Hit me for the drop, so I did it like West Coast to the UK, Oakland and Ukraine, dripping like water. Bodie, Boucher, red bottle low for the toast to the true cane. Dead in the hole, but he rose like a bouquet. Started at the bottom, it was choppy though. God said he got me, so he got me though. Hollered adios, let the block rob me though. Now I'm riding for the body like it's cardio. Still dodge bull like a matador. God over money cause he matter more. Roll with the ghost till it goes down. Pull up and turn the whole show to a ghost town.
Coast to that coast, we gon' go coast to coast. Post on my folks, we gon' flow like a ghost. Coast to that coast, we gon' go coast to coast. Put up that wall, we walk through like a ghost. Like a ghost. Like a ghost. Post on my folks, we gon' flow like a ghost. Like a ghost. Like a ghost. Put up that wall, we walk through like a ghost. Now we going up like that palm tree. You can't harm me. Yeah, Holy Ghost on me. Jesus on me. Yeah. Why just make your church jump like a low rider? Let God take the wheel, I'm a glow rider. It's fast and a whip, gas break, and I dip. I'm escaping them quick, all the snakes in your click. Ain't no Judas round here, but we do this round here. We go stupid round here. And I'm going to New York, then I'm going to Florida and Miami like, and I'm going to the West, and I'm going to LA and the Bay. I'm like, coast to that coast, we gon' go coast to coast. Post on my folks, we gon' flow like a ghost. Coast to that coast, we gon' go coast to coast. Put up that wall, we walk through like a ghost. Like a ghost. Like a ghost. Post on my folks, we gon' flow like a ghost. Like a ghost. Like a ghost. Put up that wall, we walk through like a ghost.
Napoleon Hoffman.
Coast to that coast, we gon' go coast to coast. Post on my folks, we gon' flow like a ghost. Coast to that coast, we gon' go coast to coast. Put up that wall, we walk through like a ghost.
Y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. Make sure y'all sharing this on your timeline. And listen, this is what I need y'all to do, right? If y'all want to support the show, you can share this on your timeline, and you can also support us financially by sending us a cash app at Joe Boss Radio. Real simple. That's how you can support the show financially. And we appreciate each and every one of you that would like to get involved and partner with us. All right. Listen, this is what I want to do, man. I wanted to do two quick things. I want to talk about The Woman King because I got a chance to see it last week with my wife, and let me tell you, definitely one of the best movies, if not the best movie that I got a chance to see this year. Hands down, one of the best movies this year, right? The acting was on point, the story, the plot line, everything about it was great. You know what I mean? I felt like it gave me the same like chill on my back that I got the first time I saw Black Panther. That's how I felt about it because it was really like it showed Africans as kings and queens. It showed the part of how it didn't just skip over the controversy, which I'm gonna get into that in a minute. It addressed it, albeit a little lightly, but it did address it, right? Um, listen, just seeing for especially women to be able to see that movie, it's really, really empowering for women. I do believe that it showed women as warriors. It showed women being strong and independent. Um, it did show how women have to do more for the same level of respect, but at the same time, it did show women bonding together, right? And I appreciated that. Now, on the flip side of it, there's a lot of controversy around that movie. Particularly, we spoke about it briefly last week when I was talking about the real history of the Dahomey tribe, right? Um, as they were part of the slave trade that sent a lot of Africans to America in the slave trade. It did address that briefly, right? Um, but and I said it last week, and I'll say it this time, right? This movie wasn't meant to be historically accurate. It was meant to be entertaining with historical reference, right? It's almost like how we take uh Egyptian or Greek gods and goddesses and we make movies about them that obviously is not real, but we're taking something that was historical and making a movie that's entertaining about it. That's what this movie was to me, right? Was it historically accurate? No, it was not. But at the same time, I had to support it. Viola Davis is one hell of an actor. She's one of the best there is, hands down. Um, I didn't know how, admittedly, I didn't know how it was going to turn out with her playing an older character, but I mean, with her being an older woman, playing a character that has so much activity in a movie, basically with a lot of fighting. Let me just put it that way, right? But she did a hell of a job, right? And I see Chef. I know you got a lot that you want to say, but I will say, if I had to rate it, I'm giving it 5 stars. I'm giving it 5 stars. The movie was excellent. Was not historically accurate, but it was excellent movie. It was very entertaining and very inspiring. Chef, go ahead.
You cannot do an entertaining story with historical figures, and then just kind of like, right, because what they did in all actuality, they, as far as their tribe dealing with how they were slavers,
Mhm.
they just passed the buck. They passed the buck over to the other tribe who they was actually enslaving with, the
Right,
Oyo tribe. They passed it off to the Oyo tribe. They passed the buck and made it seem like they was the heroes trying to stop slavery. That's what they did.
right.
And I was having this conversation. I was having a conversation with someone earlier, and they asked me, "Well, what is witchcraft?" I said, on witchcraft being people with sticks through their nose and chicken blood and burning pictures and all of this stuff what we see on movies, and we get stuck into being witchcraft. F is saying things and doing outside of God because He's truth.
Right.
So this movie, in essence, is witchcraft because they fail to deal with the truth. I'm all for women empowerment. I'm for that. I'm very much so for that. But what happens is when we begin to allow liberties for unaccountability, usually it comes to bite us in the butt.
See, here's
Usually
my
it
thing.
comes back around and bite us in the butt.
We don't hold that same level of accountability to other movies. We only do that to ourselves. If this was a movie, didn't nobody have that same level of accountability.
No, I hold it. I hold it.
When it was the Greek
No,
warriors,
I hold it when it's showing.
300, then nobody had nothing to say about that.
Listen. No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? People don't understand that those Greek warriors were based off of fallen angels. People don't understand that. People ain't reaching that far for that knowledge. The Dahomey tribe is something that's readily accessible. And when you have one of the major actresses that made that really helped Black Panther take it to another level, when you have her leaving the project, that says a lot. And we can't ignore that. We can't ignore that. Lupita left. As good as that movie was, she's an amazing actress too. Think how great that movie would have been.
Right. Listen,
You know what I mean? With an African woman in there. But nonetheless,
even though she wasn't
it's
there,
an entertaining
I still
movie.
think the movie's a great movie, right?
It is. It's very entertaining.
The historical
Very
facts
entertaining.
aside, right? Remember that something in theater and in movies is not going to be, is never going to be 100% accurate, right? Otherwise, it would be a documentary, right? But it wasn't. They just took references from it to make it something that's entertaining and inspiring.
I can't say that, bro, because they did the Malcolm X movie. It was a movie. It wasn't a documentary, but it was correct. They did the Martin Luther King movie. It wasn't a documentary. It was correct. So I can't really say that. So the thing is, as I think, because we're so engrossed in enjoying entertainment, that we just kind of let things run, right? Even with the Noah's Ark movie they did with dude, like I was furious at that movie.
With
all the mess that they added into it.
With Russell Crowe, yeah.
Exactly.
With Russell Crowe.
Yeah. That was right. Me too. But people, guess what? People still went out and supported it.
So they did. People still went out to support it.
And that's what we. That's.
But
that's
I'm just showing that I'm not biased. I felt the same way.
Listen, I'm not saying that you're wrong. My thing is, I don't care about none of that. Support the movie. We can debate afterwards. Because here's the thing: if we don't support our own movies, if we don't support a movie that, even though it's not factually accurate, what it sends a message to Hollywood that making a movie for us, about us, is not financially stable, and they already will do what they can to take it away. You know what I mean?
But bro,
they would do what they
two
can to take it away.
Caucasian women wrote this movie.
It don't matter.
It ain't, right?
Yeah, but
so hold on. So you
movie.
can't listen. I'm not gonna let nobody come at my neck and say, "Oh, you gotta support." When on all actuality, you know who's getting the big checks from that? Those two Caucasian women that wrote the movie. And of course, they have nothing. They have it's no onus on them to tell anything historically correct. They don't truly care, right? This is them giving us a bone like they do every time for everything else. That's what it is. Okay, you know what? We done slave movied them to the end. So since we done slave movied them to the end, let's get them the movie about some black slavers and tell them they was heroes. Right? Because guess what? The truth of the matter is our history did not end in
It's breaking up. You're breaking up.
Our history does not begin and end with slavery, but some kind of way they always find a way to circle it back around to slavery in some shape, form, or fashion. And that's what they did with this movie.
They also tried to
all
do
they
that.
did was just make.
They also tried to do that. I saw something. They tried to do that same thing where they tried to circle it back. There was a reporter who was asking questions to somebody from the royal family. They said, "How do they feel about a lot of people feeling that the royal family should return the jewels from her crown, and they should apologize for their part in slavery?" And she was like, "Well, if we want to talk about that, then we also have to talk about where." Go back to the root of slavery where it began, where African tribes were selling their slaves, their people to the tribes or to the white people. I'm paraphrasing. How they were selling their captives to white people to be slaves. So we should go back to address that. And it was like, you hold on, you're not gonna just pivot and act like it's all our fault. You're not gonna do that. We're not just gonna pivot and act like that's all our fault. What we are gonna do is hold everybody accountable. Yes, the homie tribe, dead wrong. Christopher Columbus and all them slavers, dead wrong.
Wrong.
But all I'm saying is support the Woman King because it's a dope movie. That's my point. Y'all can feel how y'all feel about it. With everything else, again, I know some things ain't not biblically, some things ain't historically accurate. But go support this movie. Yes, white people wrote it. I don't care.
What Checker Fred said on Barbershop? Usually I'm with you. Usually I'm with you, but I ain't with you on this one. I ain't with you on this one. Usually I'm with you, but I ain't with you on this one. You're dead wrong.
Listen. Yo. DJ Lost and Found.
Yo, Lost and Found going in with the comment.
Yo. I'm gonna leave this one up for a minute. If you can support this movie, in spite of its flaws, I can listen to R. Kelly.
Yo.
And I'm gonna tell you like this: R. Kelly made hits.
Nah, for real.
R. Kelly is a hit maker.
His music is undeniably legendary.
Musically, is undeniable. He's one of the best that ever did it. You best believe I would listen to R. Kelly at the Black Barbecue. With his lifestyle, absolutely not. Not at all. But
oh my goodness, yo, y'all!
I believe I can fly.
Yo, I love y'all. Y'all so aggravating.
I need my keys to the ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Let me stop. Listen, we are actually over time, man. Dang. You know what I mean?
Man.
It was intense.
Because we have one more thing I wanted to discuss.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
Listen, maybe we'll come back to it next week. But listen, pray for Maverick City music.
Dante Bowe. Pray for Dante Bowe.
Dante Bowe, pray for them. Maverick City Music released him just yesterday over some questionable IG, questionable social media post that he had. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. You know, pray for Dante Bo. Pray for Maverick City Music. Unfortunately, they had to release him. Once we know more about the situation, once we know more in general about what's going on with them, we will talk about it later. But listen, people, your social media is reality. You can't post anything and people not look at it like this is who you are. Sometimes for most people, your social media is the only window they have into your life. So if you posted some crazy stuff,
that's all they're gonna perceive of you.
Feel like
ask Paul Pierce.
Watching me.
Ask Paul Pierce. He lost a great job posting himself with a bunch of strippers and alcohol.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Well,
yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Oh he was turned up.
They're like, hope you had fun. You're fired.
Paul.
You know, but officially, you know, this is the rumor mill. And thank you, Lost and Found, for clarifying that. You know what he got
hasn't been open yet. Yeah.
Hasn't officially been released, but come on now, we know what it is. Listen, support Black media. Go support Rise Up. Listen, Cash App, Joe Boss Radio. Support the show. Partner with us. You know what I mean? That's how we can grow. You can help us grow by sharing the stream, and you can support us financially. Cash App at Joe Boss Radio. You know what I mean? And that's how it's going down, man. Listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week for the same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully recapping the KCAs. All right? Y'all know what it is, man. We will see y'all soon. We love y'all. We pray nothing but the best for each and every one of you. Thank you for your support. God bless. Good night.
You're now listening to the best radio station in the world. Rise Up Worldwide Radio.